A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And on this inspiring note, I would like to welcome all of you to Women Influencers Talk Show. Hi, my name is Sadaf, and thank you all so much for your support and encouragement. So, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now. When I used to shoot Full Circle for Zee Southeast Asia, so I happened to meet this amazing lady in Australia whose body of work and her contribution in media is just outstanding. I welcome Sabah Zaidi Abdi as she speaks to us straight from Sydney. After graduating from AMU Aligarh and National School of Drama Delhi, Sabah Zaidi Abdi joined Indian national broadcaster Doordarshan as a TV drama director-producer. She also distinguished herself as an award-winning designer and worked with renowned film directors from India like Satyajit Ray, Shyam Benegal and MS Satyu. After migrating to Australia, Sabah did freelance work in media. In 2000, she did pioneering work in establishing South Asian media in Australia and became the founding director and CEO of Vision Asia, the first independent DTH platform. In 2014, she launched a community-based theatre and cultural group Adakar in Sydney, showcasing the best local South Asian talent. Recently, Sabah has acted in ABC TV's 15-part serial The Unlisted in a major role of Dadi, which has been very well received. She has also acted in the Let Down 2 series. Hello Sabah, how are you doing? Oh my god, what a pleasure to meet you after so many years. I welcome you to Women Influencers Talk Show.
Hi Sadaf, how are you? I'm delighted to be a part of Women Influencers program. The series looks amazing and very relevant. So thank you for inviting me over to participate and share my life experiences with your viewers.
It's a pleasure to have you here today, Sabah. You belong to the famous city of Aligarh in India, and its reflection is seen in your work, your language and your behavior. Please share your experience.
Sadaf, I was born and brought up in the university town of Aligarh, where both my parents were academicians. They were professors in the university. And I grew up in an environment where there was academics, literature, fine arts. And a lot of my family members were already engaged in the pursuits of academics or poetry or theatre. And so I grew up in an environment which were conducive to my creativity and allowed me to nurture my talent. ये मेरी खुशकिस्मती थी कि मैं एक ऐसे ख़ानदान में पैदा हुई जहाँ पर फ़नून लतीफ़ा, आर्ट्स, लिटरेचर को बहुत अहमियत दी गई. So from my childhood, I was very, very active in school and college events, dancing, acting, debating. I loved Urdu poetry. And I was a very ardent Badbazi participant. And I used to go to musharas with my parents. Badbazi, आप जानते हैं, अंताक्षरी, उर्दू शायरी की. And I remember Ghalib, Mir, Iqbal, Faiz, so many poets by heart. And that was my passion, Urdu poetry. So that also helped me in growing my love for arts.
That's wonderful, and all I can say is that you're really, really lucky. Your interest in theatre and acting, what was the driving force to get you into this field of work?
As I mentioned earlier, I love performing arts and especially theatre. My mother, who was also a poet, she wrote plays and introduced us to Western playwrights. And my aunt, Professor Zahida Zaidi, was also writing plays and directing at the drama club, the university in which I occasionally acted. So they both were a great source of inspiration for me. I remember we did a play called Uncle Vania, and in which Nasiruddin Shah and Surekha Sikri were acting. And they both went and became great performers in the industry later on. So I enjoyed acting, but I found direction to be more satisfying. It's more multifaceted and it requires a lot more skills to be able to direct a play.
Okay, great. And I also believe that if one pursues a profession based on one's passion, then there's nothing as enterprising as that. Sabah, after completing your graduation from Aligarh, you moved to Delhi and joined NSD, which is the premier theatre training institute of India. How was the experience of NSD?
There's so many sweet, lovely memories of NSD, right from the Monday House Chai Khana to open air theatre where I used to do speech rehearsals and, performing in various parts of India. But the most memorable was performing at the Purana Qila, the great play Tughlaq with Manohar Singh, legendary Manohar Singh acting in it, and later on Sultan Razia at the ruins of Purana Qila in the Prastha, which was amazing, reliving history within the ruins of the same palaces and castles where these people have lived and ruled. And what the NSD training did was gave us very professional attitudes, and that there is no sorry in theatre. And the fact that if you want to be good at your work, you have to do the heart yard. There's no shortcut to success in life. And that was the motto we learned at NSD. And Ibrahim Al-Qazi Saab really taught us what professionalism is all about.
Wow, it must be so exciting for you. I mean, listening to you is a moment of awe for me. Sabah, you have had experience of producing and directing a wide variety of television programs for Doordarshan. How was the experience?
When we were working in television, Doordarshan, remember there was only one channel in India and the whole of India used to watch us. So, it was pretty daunting. But at the same time, if you do something good production, then, the whole India watches you and you get your bouquets the next day. And if you do some mistake or do something wrong, the brickbats were coming as easily. So it gave us a lot of responsibility. In Lucknow Doordarshan, I did some famous series like Fun and Fankar. I also started Avat Panch, which was a Urdu literary magazine program. I serialized Amritlal Naga's novel Boond Aur Samandar and did many, many productions over there. From Lucknow, I went to Delhi Television, heading there, the drama section, dance and music. And I did a lot, hundreds and hundreds of production. So I remember right from Pankaj Kapoor, Anupam Kher, Irfan Khan, Alok Nath. Pankaj acted in one of my film called Fakhru which was a very beautiful black and white movie. And, Neelima Azim, Anila Singh, Dolly Ahluwalia, Himani Shivpuri, there's so many of them. I enjoyed my time with Doordarshan and I was very fortunate that my work was well recognized and my audience loved my productions and I loved doing that work and I was fortunate that I got so many awards and recognition for what I did. But what drives me is my passion. Another couplet for you. I didn't do it because I wanted wah-wah from my audience. I did it because I felt I had to say something. तो वो एक शेर है याद आ गया कि मैं तो जलती हूँ कि है पिन्हा मेरी फितरत में सोज और तू फरोज़ा है कि परवानों को हो सौदा तेरा. तो मेरी तो फितरत में ही है जलना या अपनी पैशन को फॉलो करना. And that drives me.
बहुत खूब. और आपके इस शेर पर मेरी तरफ से एक शेर मुलाजा फरमाइए. आतिश इश्क तू सब कुछ जला दे, मेरी दीवानगी की मुझको सजा दे. So if you follow your passion, the most difficult time also feels so easy. Now I'm going to welcome Neelima Azim on our show, who is not only an extraordinary actor but also an amazing human being, and of course Sabah, your cousin. Let's see what she has to say about you.
Hello everybody. It's an honor and a privilege to talk about Sabah Zaidi, who has been an extremely creative person walking in the front lines from National School of Drama in theatre, cinema and television. I have worked with Sabah in a film called Titli, which was based on Anton Chekhov's Grasshopper, and it was a complex role to play. I was hesitant, but she encouraged me and she held my hand through it. The film was honored with lots of awards and it was very popular also. Titli was a largely and widely seen film. It was highly awarded too. The cast was Mr. Alok Nath, Mr. M.P. Raina, and I played the protagonist, the female protagonist of the film, which had obviously shades of the antagonist too. And Mr. Irfan Khan debuted with this in a telefilm. So we played Dr. Farooq, and Sabaa Zaidi, of course, was the director of the film. So I'm very happy to speak about Sabaa. I have watched her journey from a young girl to who she is today. And she has contributed so much to the stage and contributed a lot for telefilms, for which she has been awarded very often. And besides that, she's also been given 4 national awards for her work as an interior decor, art designer, and costume designer, with great names like Mr. Satyajit Ray and Mr. Shyam Benekar. I wish Sabaa all the best for all her present and future endeavors. I was very happy to talk about her. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilima ji, for this testimonial about Sabaa. I think she deserves every bit of it. Now, coming back to you, Sabaa, you have had many firsts attached to your name, from launching so many famous Bollywood actor and actresses to also being attached to the team that launched digital filming in India. Please share your story.
Yes, I had many firsts to my credit, and because I was involved in television, it's very formative years. So the one thing that I remember very clearly, I was the first one to do color production drama in India. I also, in my film Titli, which was the first film to be shot in video equipment outdoor. Till then we were shooting on reversal films and then converting it into, into video. But for the first time in India, when we imported video portable ENG equipment, I used it for the first time for drama. And that's the first time we did the digital editing in India. And then I also did the first space bridge, where 6 prime ministers of different nations came together for an award ceremony. Until then, satellite television was just upcoming. So we did the first space bridge of linking 6 countries through television.
That's wonderful, Sabaa. Now I'm going to ask you something that I've been meaning to ask you for a very long time. Sabaa, your challenges. Oh my God. How was it working like in a male-dominating society? Please share your experience.
Yes, being a woman professional was never an easy job. And when I started television, there were such few women in television industry. And you really have to work hard to be doubly as good and competent than your male counterpart to be recognized. Initially you will have these hurdles, but if you're good at your work, you will be accepted sooner or later. And I remember, this एक शेर मुझे याद आ गया कि मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर और लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. So now there are so many women working in the television industry. That's amazing, and they're doing an amazing job. But to answer your question, there is still a glass ceiling, and that's not only in India but everywhere else. Now that I have worked in Australia, that women either don't want to go beyond a certain point or they are discriminated against. I remember a little incident, when I was designing costumes for Junoon, and I was working with all these Pathans of Malihabad in Lucknow, near Lucknow. And they were quite amazed. They were quite shocked that here is a Muslim woman working as a designer, doing everything that normally men do it. And it was hard for them to accept. So they, instead of calling me Sabaa, Sabaa Sahiba, they used to call me Sabaa Sahab. And I said, why am I assigned a male gender just because I'm doing job of men? So those were those attitudes that you have to fight at every stage. But don't lose heart.
Sabaa Sahab, oh my God, that's something so new. Sabaa, after all these achievements and awards, you moved to Australia. So what were the challenges that you faced in your earlier days? I mean, how receptive was Australian media to your body of work? You also launched the first multi-channel independent South Asian subscription DTH platform. Please share your story.
Well, I migrated to Australia after my marriage, and that was a big game changer for me and a paradigm shift. In certain ways, it was professionally quite heartbreaking because the Australia of 1990s was still a very, very close shop, especially in media. So there I left all those things that I enjoyed and built over a period of time. For me, it was starting from scratch. So we started the first direct to home platform in which we brought channels from India, South Asia, Pakistan, and then distributed them on Optus B3 satellite for Australian viewers. It was a big shift in terms of my personal aptitude, because I was more into creative field till then, and here I was in business and distribution. But then I took the challenge, that is risk taking, and taking challenge was a part of me. So we did that very successfully, and we built up a whole new, connectivity with our culture for our South Asians.
Another feather in your cap, Sabha. Oh my God, that's just amazing. Sabha, you have also launched the Adakar Theatre and Cultural Group in Sydney. What motivated you to do so, and how receptive have been the people of Australia for this initiative?
So while I was building up Vision Asia and Fetch TV and working in the distribution side of television, I was also doing theatre here in Sydney. And there were small community-based groups. But in 2014, we established a new theatre group, which is called Adakar Theatre and Cultural Group. So formation of Adakar was like completing a full circle. It brought me back to my first passion of theatre, where I started my journey from. In Adakar, my main objective was that here there was this second generation of South Asian Indians, and there were so many new subcultures that are being born here, which is different than the mainstream culture. And they needed a creative platform.
Wonderful, Sabha. I think I can practically make a documentary film on you. I mean, you have left no stone unturned, really. What advice would you like to give to all the media enthusiasts who want to have a career in media, and especially women?
My advice to young professional women in the field of television, theatre and cinema is that life was never meant to be easy in this field for anyone, let alone women. But things are changing rapidly between the time I was growing up and now. I see so many young talented women as directors, producers, designers, technicians. But there is still a long way to go. And my experience has taught me that if you have it in you, nobody can put you down for too long.
That's true. Hard work and discipline go a long way. Sabha, to sum it up all, how would you describe your journey so far in media? I know that's just impossible, but please share for our viewers.
Yes, I had a wonderful journey in the field of film, television and theatre, which expanded over 40 years and across 2 continents, India and Australia. And during this long love affair with media and performing arts, I had the most exciting, challenging and often rewarding times. And this included building new things, creating opportunities, and often traveling through uncharted waters. Yes, when I look back, I do surprise myself.
Thank you so much, Sabha. You truly are a living legend, and I pray that you keep on doing your great work and keep us getting amazed with your superwoman image. All the very best.
Sadaf, you're doing a wonderful job through this platform. The Women Influencer series is very inspirational, very motivating, and by bringing professional women like us who have spent our lifetime in building up our careers to share their experiences, their joys and tribulations, and be inspirational for younger generation, for other women to achieve their potential, to come forward and see what women can do. So this is fantastic, and I really enjoyed talking to you in detail, and I hope this will go in inspiring other women to come forward and share their experiences. But thank you. I had a wonderful time. Good luck.
I'm sure you all must have loved today's episode, because our idea is not only to bring forward these stories, but also to impact and influence your lives both professionally and personally. So please subscribe to our channel and also like, share and comment. So till we meet next time again, take care, stay safe and be happy.